Are we live? Are we live? We're live. Yeah, get into it. We are back with another episode of Binge Bitches. We are talking housewives. We got 3 cities to get to. So let's bring in the other bitches. Quickly, bitches. We have this one, Neltron, the baddest bitch. And then we also have Mr. Gunther Vanderpump, a.k.a. Vanderpump, a.k.a. follow me on TikTok at Gunther Vanderpump. How are you?
Amazeballs. Never felt better.
Sure. Okay. Is this as
We'll go
as
with
you
that.
as you
That's
can
a
all?
look, girl.
It's a very Big Brother. I'm in the Big Brother house look. Like
Stuck.
I drank a bottle of wine in an hour.
She got Jeffrey Boyer Chapman's look from Drag Race.
Ugh.
Ew. I just got done watching that.
Oh, did you?
I didn't watch this week, so don't tell me what happens yet. So I have a feeling I'm gonna be angry. But anyways,
I was very angry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna cancel WoW Presents if it doesn't go my way. So I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So RuPaul and all the other people over there at WoW Presents, please make this happen. Make this work. Okay. We aren't really using a ring light today, but I think the natural light is okay. So let's get this through. Okay. So we are talking housewives. Who's around? Oh, look, no. Gunther fell asleep for a second there.
Now it's without a ring light. Much better.
Jesus. That's like a bathhouse.
I'm in my very dark hole.
That's what they all call it.
In someone's dark hole.
Okay. Let's start at New York because it was just
Boring.
it's the freshest one. It was a little bit boring, right? It was
Yeah,
a little bit
boring.
like
It was
so
lame.
except for we will talk about there was some like good like little moments here and there though. Okay.
I mean, I pooped my pants before, so
What is going on with Ramona? Is that poop on the floor? Is that poop on the carpet? Like what? What is happening? Like what is happening? Like Ramona has to shit on the apartment before she leaves every vacation now?
Claim
Like
territory.
and the thing is, and then that like now it's making that whole thing that Elise put out there about Ramona shitting during sex. It's like, does she shit during sex? Like I don't know, but it's just there's something there that's happening with Ramona's bowels, and so that whole beginning though, that whole entire beginning scene was so uncomfortable. Number one, because of Dorinda's Roseanne Afghan pants.
Ugh. That is so funny.
So God.
Like those pants are from the back of Roseanne's couch from the Roseanne show. That was what those pants were. That was what they were based on. And then they just made them jeweled and probably Gucci. And I didn't even look it up this time because I'm angry.
Did someone design that, or is that like?
Those are high end. That's a Gucci system. That's a Prada system. That's somebody that she spent money on that in London. She should have not.
But I thought she got them there, but then she said she brought them with her, and I was like, oh.
She got them in London, I think she said. That like she got this. The thing is like, it's one of those things that's like, it's a cool in theory. It's like, oh, this will be really dope. And then when you actually do it, you're like, oh, she looked like grandma from the back. Like,
it was awful.
And they were, and everybody as they were walking into that room were like, oh, nice. Those are pants.
It was like, oh, you wore those. You were serious about wearing those.
Honestly. It's like when you don't want to. Those are pants. Look at you.
They looked like, you know what? It looked like it came off a Project Runway challenge. Like it was the unconventional challenge, and we like made your pants out of like leftover VCRs and tapes or something.
They were not good pants. They were not good.
Yeah, they were bad.
I just wrote horrible really big with a period. Yeah. That's what I wrote about the pants. So we are at this okay, number one, the most passive aggressive move on the planet is to send Ramona did 2 passive aggressive things here in one swoop. Okay, number one, she didn't include Leah on the text message. Okay, group text message of everybody that's in the house on vacation. There's only 5 of y'all this year. And she leaves one person out. And then she screenshots about an anger article. She didn't even send a link. If you kind of catch that in there. So the thing was, it's very much like this. Look at what you did, like when she sent Dorinda this. And so, what were your feelings about the text message? Now, or Gunther, what are your Gunther? What are your feelings about the text message that Ramona sent?
I thought it was shady as fuck. Well, I would have been pissed if I was left off the message like Leah was. Like, she didn't seem that. She was just like, why wasn't I on it?
Mm-hmm.
But I would have got more pissed about it. And then the fact, like, you're just gonna send a screenshot of an article, like you just happen to be scrolling through and you read an anger article. Like,
For real.
You looked that shit up.
Yeah, she Googled it. She Googled anger issues drinking Dorinda. And then that one article popped up. You know what I mean? Like, so. But then Dorinda with the whole swing back, and she's just Googling articles about Ramona, just sending it right back to her.
Yeah.
You know? Okay, did you notice that Dorinda name checked 3 other housewives from different franchises in that situation? Did you guys get that? So when she was sending those messages, she was like, oh, like Giselle. Or she's talking about Giselle because Ramona blocked Giselle out of a picture. She cropped her out of a picture that she put on her Instagram earlier this year. Oh. And she did this whole passive aggressive thing with her because she didn't realize she was another housewife. She just kept pushing her out of the pictures. And so there was that, or she probably knew she was another housewife and didn't want her to show her up because she was on the side of the thing that it would be the first person. She was on the left of, she was on the left of caption. So like it would have said Giselle, who blah, blah, Ramona Singer.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of that. She name checks Margaret Josephs there. And she also talks about Vicky. So she brings 3 other housewife franchises. We are starting to pull this curtain back because we know these bitches went to BravoCon. Because BravoCon, if you guys look up the articles right now, like people, if you guys look around, you guys will find articles about Margaret Joseph and Ramona having issues with each other because they were kind of put in the same, like, what do you call it? Dressing room kind of situation or hotel situation. Mm-hmm. So back at BravoCon. And so there was a whole thing. And then there's even like, Danny Pellegrino on his podcast from BravoCon, Margaret Josephs talks shit about Ramona on there. It's great. So it's funny that Dorinda's now bringing in these other housewives. And this just says one more time, we need an all-star vacation where we take Margaret Josephs and Teresa and we get, Kelly and Shannon. Let's get some Bethany and Luann and Ramona and Sonia. We need those 4, like, on a vacation. Throw them out there with Leanne Locken. Let's spice it up with some Nene. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see if we get all the alphas from, like, all the different shows to get into one place. I don't know. I don't know who I would send from Beverly Hills, though, because I don't think Kyle can hold her own.
No.
Like, I'd want to send somebody better.
There you go. Or Dorit, yeah.
Yeah, Dorit and Rinna, because Rinna's the one who gets those girls jumping up on the tables, like as we saw with Andy Cohen's bridal shower. So it's funny that exchange, and so they what I have here is that so that the exchange in the room that they're having, this back and forth. Sonia in the background is just encouraging both sides. Like Sonia is really kind of playing like, oh, she Googled an article? That's terrible. She's a horrible person. I know, you should have sent her a better article, Ramona. You should have, like, she's just like back and forth on this, which is I'm kind of loving. Luann is still coming out like a little rose in this whole episode. Like what a 180 from last year. Remember last year? Like, yeah. When Bethany's freaking out with her, cabaret, it can't be, you know what I mean? And right now, life is not a cabaret. There was that whole dinner, and right now we're in this whole situation where it's just like Lou is just kind of trying to be the voice of reason. Lou did try to bring the fight back up though with Dorinda when she was like, "Look, I never try to fight with you. You were shooting the messenger, and it was in." What's called Dorinda's like, that was in the past. That was in the past. We don't have to talk about that, because because if we want it, I'm a giver. I give my house from the Berkshires. She's like, I lent her my outfit. I gave her a caftan. I'm just a giver. And it's like, well, that stuff was in the past too, Dorinda. she's trying to clear this up with you, and this like so. It's funny. Lou wanted out of there. She had to be at rehearsal. I have to be gone. It's 6 o'clock. I have to go. I'm gonna pack. What else is here? It's this whole Ramona. When they all go down for this dinner, and Ramona does that whole thing where she's like just talking about everything else in the room. Oh, the wine. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the servants. Blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like she's just everywhere she can be, so she doesn't have to face Dorinda. Like
that wine.
I think she's so classless though. So
what wine? What wine?
Huh?
The wine thing. When she was like talking to the server about the wine, I felt so bad for the server. I was like,
yeah.
Oh. She's like, this is disgusting. Yeah.
She's like, it's old. It's old. And then, but I love
and the side. Was it Dorinda or you have the 2020, and I'll take the 1940 one.
So yeah, Sonia goes, I'll take the 62
Sonia.
Patron. I'll take the 62 Patros. She can have the 2020 Pinot. Like, it's like, oh, there we go. It's kind of showing. So there is that. I love Dorinda's line here though about Ramona. You did a great job at being a horrible person. And I was like, she got that in there. That's a t-shirt. And she didn't even realize it. Like Dorinda's always trying to sell us clip and everything else. She finally gets something in there. And that should be the t-shirt, Dorinda. That's what we need to be wearing at the aerobics classes. What else do we have here? Yeah, I just wrote Sonia's been the voice of reason at this table. Like, what is going on here? Like, so Sonia and Luann are like the straight men, and it's like this is what happens when we don't have a Heather or Bethany or somebody else to keep these girls down. What I was noticing, I just wrote here because when they were at that table, we need 2 more girls in this cast. We're missing that energy to ping off of. That it's just we're just 5 deep, and the thing is, and that's why Dorinda and I think Ramona have aimed at each other because there's nobody else that they're focused on this year.
I'm surprised Elise didn't go to Mexico.
Ramona didn't want her to. Ramona put the nix on it, I guess. Yeah. So, which isn't fair.
I thought the producers would have been like, we need someone else.
Yeah, but Dorinda, Elise is coming back next week, and it looks like there's going to be something that's going to hit the fans. So
it's going to be more drama.
Totally. The rest of the scenes here, we have Leah doing that Married to the Mob, like basically giving a TED talk about how she has a small business and blah, 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 blah. And we get reminded that she got her teeth knocked out. She got $75,000 and now she's thinking, whatever. Those scenes were kind of like thing. Ramona with that therapist. Okay. The therapist was very cute, but at the end of this whole thing of her posing and telling him that she has, she's focused on herself now and, you know what I mean, that she doesn't need to be so coquettish when she's in these things. And he tells her, well, keep doing what you're doing because you're doing great.
Yeah.
What? Wait. Like, you don't have a subscription to Bravo? Because, bitch, you should be watching that if you were dealing with Ramona Singer. Like, don't just take what you mean. Like, there's something here. We got Luann. She's at that rehearsal, which I do love because, we just have that little, we get that little line from Ben about he can't go to Sonia's party. Number one, Luann schedules a rehearsal on the same day as Sonia's party. She knows that Sonia was never going to make all those obligations. Like, come on. But when he basically just says, like, he can't. He's having a hot Fire Island house wintertime reunion. That's the gayest thing that's ever been said on Bravo, right? Like, I'm just like, that's like, okay. So, and it's funny, they don't even explain it. Like, Bravo people just know now. Like, when you're watching. It's just like, oh, Fire Island house reunion in the wintertime. I get it. You know what I mean? And so,
all the time.
I know. They probably had glow sticks.
And then they all got cooked.
Yeah. So, what else do we have here? Leah and Bunny. I just wrote, Bunny's hungry. Like, that whole scene, Leah's like trying to have like a heart-to-heart scene, and Bunny's just concerned about that stack of rice cakes.
Right? She's eating.
Okay. There's something to be said, though, that some woman who like gorges on rice cakes She looks dry. She's got them all on her cheeks. And like Leah's trying to have these moments. Just like, Mom, just swallow it, okay? Like, I need to tell you. Why don't you like me? You know? I did like her mom's explanation though. It was like, yeah, sometimes I don't like you. Like that's just how it is. I love you all the time, but I don't have to like you all the time.
Yeah.
She kind of she shut it down really, really quickly. So I do have to respect that out of Bunny. Somebody named Bunny. So I also wrote here that she did look a little bit like Ian McKellen in Lord of the Rings. She like her mom is Gandalf the Grey. Like that is the thing that I'm taking from that scene. So, what did I have here? Something about the IKEA apartment.
Coming together finally.
I was saying, okay, because when they showed Leah in those shots, because at first it's really shocking because she's wearing that pink blazer, you know, and those big earrings. And the look has grown on me. It's completely grown on me as we're looking at it. But if you look past that in the room, you guys, it was like they had a scavenger hunt and they said, bring one of every item bring one item from every room of your house and put it behind you. And that's what Leah did, like in her little IKEA apartment. Okay, so there was that. We're jetting through New York because they really didn't do much. And then we had the Century 21. If you follow my TikTok, I showed that whole scene about Ramona screaming. It is just too much when Tonya walks into the door because there's no emotion with the scream. She just screams to scream. It's great. It's a yay Sonia moment. I was really happy. She's got this win and she's gonna now live off of Century 21 for the longest time. If that means that Century 21 blows up and we get one in San Diego, please, Sonia, keep talking about it because I want a Century 21, you guys. It's such a good show. And then I just have here is that Ramona doesn't know how to use a phone. So, and then next week we have the return of Elise.
I can't wait.
Yeah, and more Jovani. So... That was that. Okay, so let's flip over. Let's get ourselves over into Beverly Hills because so much more happened. It was pleasing. Wait, we did have one comment here. Love you guys watching from Nepal. Oh, how cute.
Cute.
Oh my God, we international.
International.
Nepal.
Get your passports, ladies. Get your passport.
Ooh, we need a mask from Nepal. I have a little mask behind me. We need to get mine. Take a trip. Do we have to quarantine when we get there? Is that like Croatia, one of the only places in the world that we're allowed to go as Americans? So anyways, hello Nepal, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Okay, So Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, we are still talking about the same thing, but we got Brandi at least there to talk about it herself, and she wore pink this time. Okay, so we get those brief things in the beginning. Erica with the whole Chicago. Love the ad. Very cute ad for Erica. And you got to see her do the Chicago thing, and you said that she was amazed.
I did.
So
she held her own. Like the dancing alone, like she had to do cartwheels and shit. I was like blown away.
I want to see the bootleg videos. Are there any of those out there right now on YouTube of her doing it?
Sure, there might be, yeah.
I want to see that compared to Rinna's because I have a feeling Erica did do a better job. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But let's just jump around. The whole Garcelle of it all, bringing that up. Every time that Erica brings up her shine, that you have to mention that you did it 15 years ago.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Garcelle clocked in today. She came to work.
Yeah. Love that.
I did appreciate that. And then I love too that Garcelle was just like, I'm gonna wrap this one up. I don't want to take this fight with me. So I'm sorry what I said. I'm probably gonna hit you harder next time. See you later. You know what I mean? That was very Garcelle's energy. You know what I mean? I don't want to have this fight for 3 more weeks. Let's squash it now because I'm gonna hit you hard next time. Denise and Garcelle basically Garcelle's, saying that Rinna's being really harsh, and she is.
She's being really harsh, yeah.
And it would have been something if Rinna would have aligned herself with Denise and Garcelle.
Yeah.
They could have took the show.
They could have, yeah.
If you think about it.
They've been friends or they've known each other for so long, the three of them, they said they have. So it's like, yeah, what's up?
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing is like at this point, it's like Erica, stop being, or Rinna, stop being so mean. Because she's pushing the storyline on, which I do love. So, okay, Dorit's, Buca de Beppo. Let's talk about it.
Oh, God.
Okay, so the Capri Room. What are your first thoughts? Give me 2 words, Nelson.
Those are my 2 words. No, I'm joking. It's fresh.
It's fresh.
It looks like it's more open and inviting than, like, I'm sure you've ate at Buca de Beppo before. It's like, it's supposed to be like that nostalgic, this like
kitschy,
crafty looking kind of a restaurant. So it's like if Buca de Beppo was working at TGI Fridays and TGI Fridays was like their flare vest, that's what Buca is.
So what are your 2 words? You said a lot of words. Give me 2 words. So
I liked it. I mean, it was pretty
fresh and open.
Fresh and open.
Like, so, Gunther, how did you feel about the room?
I would say, okay, so I worked at Buca de Beppo for 3 or 4 years.
Are you that long?
Yeah, but it was like 10 years ago when I worked there. And all the rooms are very dark. They're all red, like, and lots of like shit on the walls. So this seemed, it was bright and I mean, I liked it. It's very different from Buca. Like, it's very different.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What drove me nuts though is the servers were wearing pink ties. Those aren't the ties that they wear there. They're like tomato ties.
Do you think that she did that though? They did that just for the baby shower?
Yes, I do.
I have a feeling.
They had to have. Like, but I think they wear all black now. When I worked there, we wore black pants and a white shirt with the tomato tie.
Tomato ties.
Yeah. But it's very different. It's very room, like, it made the room look much bigger than what it probably is.
It made it look bigger. It looked like the inside of a Vegas restaurant. Like that would be over in Caesars in the Promenade. I do feel like everything in there is going to be stained with splotches of red tomato sauce.
Ooh, girl.
After 6 months, because everything was yellow, everything was light color. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just there's a little bit of that
fabric. So
okay, those women though who went to this party, have one of them ever stepped into a Buca de Beppo?
I don't think so. No.
Like Sutton was like, "Where am I? This is like a foreign land." Like.
Probably Teddy's friends have been there before. The other women.
Maybe. But like, Teddy's like, "Are we in Mexico?" But this Capri Room. Oh, and the other thing too is it kind of looks like Vanderpump's house, like in her back, like when they do like the long tables with all the pink flowers in the middle.
Yeah.
It kind of had that Vanderpumpy vibe, and it was like, "Ooh, they swiping at Vanderpump again. The crown is heavy, darling." It was that moment.
So I do want to talk about her outfit. I think it was the worst outfit she's had all season. I was like, clearly, girl, I love Dorit for her taking fashion risks. And this was an expensive outfit. I know we even joked around saying that I think that outfit cost more than her like renovation did on the room. Yeah. So it's like, why are you wearing something so expensive to Buca de Beppo?
Because it was a bridal party. I mean, or it was a baby shower. I think plus everything is a moment. Everything is a fashion moment, darling.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? So it's a little bit of that energy.
I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't want to get anything stained on that outfit. I mean, as much as I hate it, you know what I mean? Like, it was a little marinara sauce to ruin your night.
But she's never gonna wear it again. So
that's true. Well,
yeah.
Hopefully she returned it.
We had that quick scene there though, because like, okay, so what's her name? Kyle showed up.
Yeah.
And she had to have the biggest box. I'm telling you guys, Kyle always got to have the biggest, best, and what you got. Like, that is Kyle. It's her energy. So she was like, okay, it probably was like a gift card inside it. She was like, I just need a really big box. Like, I want to look like the best friend. And then the other thing was Dorit had like 25 people coming and she had a little 6-foot table there for like gifts. It was like, bitch, you know they're going to bring bigger stuff than that. Yeah. You know, Kyle, oh, did you get towels? Like, I was like, okay. So they had that. There was that really quick scene with Rinna and Amelia Gray, like to basically, so Amelia can be like, it's not your fault that I have an eating disorder. Rinna's pushing that, you know what I mean? She wants to make sure that those scenes come in so it doesn't look bad later on.
That's smart of her though too. That way, like, you know, come reunion time with Garcelle, she has the receipts. You know, so I kind of like that. Rinna knows how to play the game and how to navigate. So she's giving herself her own narrative, trying to be in control of that a little bit. I'm not going to fault her for that. So, but you're right. It does feel very forced. It doesn't feel natural at all. So.
It doesn't. And it was just like, okay, so when I say this, you're going to say, fuck her. You know what I mean? Like, it was very much like, you have your lines, Amelia. You know what I mean? Like, we're only doing this once. So.
Well, and now she's got the new apartment. And can we talk about the apartment being almost $6,000 for rent? Where is she living?
Beverly Hills.
But like, why? Why?
That is like ridiculous. I was like, are you kidding me? Like,
if you can afford $6,000 a month in rent, get a damn house.
Yeah, get a house, bro.
Build equity in something at least.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I even know that basic amount, and I'm a basic bitch when it comes to money. But like, get yourself there.
I'm like, this isn't even New York. Like, I mean, come on.
For real. Like, I mean, that house better like wipe her ass when she wakes up. Like, that house just like, it's one of those Jetson houses where you press a button and it dresses you. Rosie shows up, feeds your ass. That apartment force feeds her, make sure that she's eating because it's Amelia. No, I'm just joking. That was such a terrible joke. Okay, so anyways, like, don't write me letters. Okay, I do not need GMs. Okay, so we have the whole surprise for Teddi. Kim and Rinna, they have the Bunny Gate show off.
Yeah, that was hilarious. It was great.
Yeah, so it was cute. Nice little callback. And the fact that Kim and Rinna, if that relationship works, they might be family.
I know. I was laughing when she's like, could you imagine me and Kim making a turkey for Thanksgiving? Like, no, I can't see that. But...
No, because neither y'all eat. So I'm just saying. That's
what happened. Put a Xanax in the turkey, girl? She's like, I stuffed the turkey with a Xanax.
I lost my bag of pills. Where's mommy's bag of pills? That whole thing. And then we have Teddi with the surprise. Okay, I love when Teddi's walking in. Teddi finally had like a little moment because she talked in Dorit's voice. We made it to Buka, going to the Capri room. Like I was like, ooh, that's gonna come back and bite you later. And I just wrote, these women are complimenting a Buca de Beppo. Like these rich women who could buy this room over and over are complimenting Buca de Beppo. Like, they're complimenting the food, they're complimenting the place. It's like, we get it. You know what I mean?
Right? And
so
they're in the
watch.
Too. Like, they're in Encino. Like,
if we would have not been in pandemic times, and if that room would have been booked, you would best believe that freaking Cleveland, Ohio is getting a Capri room by Dorit. You know what I mean? Like, that's going to be the new thing. And like, and when did designing one room equate a success? Like, what is she making money off of in this room? Like, what is she what is she getting from designing a room?
Free spaghetti.
Right.
Do they tip? Do they? If she is getting tipped out by those servers, I'm gonna be pissed. Just like, that's not fair. So all she did was throw some lemons in a jar.
Oh my God, could you imagine doing your report at the end of the night? They're like, in Dorit's tipped out? I'd be like, no.
Dorit, like a line for Dorit, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
Like, All of a sudden, you're like, well, without the Capri room, you wouldn't have had these people. But I don't know. It's just, like, I wonder if, like, Shannon Bedore is going to run up in there and be like, when life gives you lime lemons, make a buca de pep. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things. So we need a Shannon Bedore trip to the buca de Beppo with lemons. And then I just wrote, so we're at this buca de Beppo. Erica's in her recycled Japan wig, the pink one.
That was weird.
I wasn't feeling it.
Looked bad.
Yeah.
It looked really bad.
I don't know why you use that wig again.
Why would you wear, like, the look maybe would have worked. We didn't really get to see the look because it was a lot of her sitting in this scene.
Yeah.
But, like, why would you go through the pains of wrapping your hair and everything to put it in a messy wig? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like to like then put a wig on and then put the wig in a messy bun.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on? So I don't know.
I did like how she's like, I'm wearing the gender of the baby on my head. That was cute.
That's cute. I didn't even realize she said that, but now I respect it a little bit more. But I think she could have done it. But it was Teddy, so like, what she wasn't really trying. Yeah. So like, maybe that's what it was. If it was Dorit's, if it was Dorit's baby, she probably would have like had it like in a bob or like a little swoop out or something. Yeah. It wasn't great. Renna keeps making Chicago about her. Garcelle called about. We already talked about that. Okay, then we have this whole thing. Brandi comes in at the end, and it's like, this bitch didn't want to go to a party. She wanted to come and make a splash. You know what I mean? Like, she had no intentions of sitting down to eat, break bread with anybody. She wanted to come in and just do this thing. And it was going to be a drive-by, too, because Denise wouldn't have known, and Denise didn't show up, which is because Denise stopped filming with all the girls. So I have a feeling we're just going to get Denise scenes with Garcelle and nobody else at this point.
Well,
and
next week. So.
And Camille. We're getting the return to Camille, which is why we got the Camille confessional, because Camille is coming back. I can't believe we're already...
Finale, though.
Huh?
It's the finale next week.
I know. It's like, what are we going to do from here? Where do we go from here? It's like, we have Potomac to get us by. It's like...
Yeah.
And, like, New York has to end sometime soon, too, because I'm, like, over New York. Like,
I think we got more episodes of New York than we did for Beverly Hills.
Yeah, we did. They're, like, on 20, I think.
Yeah.
They're probably, because they usually deliver more. And they used to have better ratings, so that's the thing. And Beverly Hills is kind of killing it because of Denise Gate. Denise is probably getting paid a buttload more money next year to come back. I have a feeling.
They said she had a $4 million contract for 4 years. So
I wonder if that's true though. And I wonder if she had, if it was like she'll do a season and then she has the option. I just wonder how that all goes and the whole Hollywood logistics of it all is. But the thing is they've never had these numbers before. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like they are up at the top.
Numbers. Yeah.
And then the Achilles heel of it though too is that there's really nothing else new on TV. You know what I mean? We have no sport events. Yeah. Which used to take those top slots, and then there is no like scripted television right now. Everything is behind. So
it is the summer though. Still, like we usually don't have anything.
Yeah, we don't usually get anything new at this point. Honestly.
And they're usually not this late in the year too.
Yeah. So
remember?
They would have done by now.
They would have been way further done because they're also shooting at a different time. We've never seen Beverly Hills at Christmas, and we're not getting a full fantasy of Christmas. I wish they would give it to us.
Yeah.
Like, why don't we give us a Beverly Hills Christmas? So
because they just got done with Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Said she just went they got back from Rome and then went to Thanksgiving.
Yeah, immediately. And Garcelle had her Christmas tree up. You know what I mean? Yeah. Kyle's like me. She had a Christmas tree up before Thanksgiving just to get it out of the way because that's what you do. So anyways, it was the whole thing. Like it's this episode. So Brandi comes in at the end. Dorit, I just wrote Denise nails it. That, if this was not about Dorit nails it. If this was not about Denise, would she believe Brandi as hardcore? Would she be so ride or die with Brandi? And I don't think she would.
Yeah.
I think that if she wouldn't be like, oh, it's the truth and nothing but the truth. But, and my other theory here is too, I think you talked about it last week, is that like Brandi told Kim about all the shit that Denise was talking about the ladies. Kim told Kyle. Then they were like, well, let's put this on tape. Brandi showed up, and then Brandi basically dropped those bombs about the girls, and then was like, I'm gonna throw one in there that none of the girls know about. I fucked Denise. You know what I mean? So I'm believing my theory on that. And until somebody else says it's different, that's what it is. So allegedly. Anyways, so what else do we have here? Is that Dorit asked Brandi, do you like to be controversial? I was like, there was a moment there. That's loved
a big
that.
move for her, yeah.
It really was. It was kind of like Dorit kind of felt like, oh, everybody else sucks and I'm getting my wings. I can be this girl. You know what I mean? Like Dorit is trying on like the alpha shoes. Do you know what I mean? Like that would be something that a Vanderpump would have said. And it would be something that Kyle would have said if Kyle was a leader. But
yeah,
it's just not working for her. What else do we have here is that the pages of text that they decided they want to go through. And it's showing that Denise and Brandi have a relationship. They are good friends, or they were. Yes. And so I want to know what soured it so bad. Because if Brandi was so if Brandi was so pressed about Denise and sleeping with Denise, and she was so upset because Aaron didn't know and that she was being told to lie about it. Yeah. Why was Brandi still talking to her? Why was Brandi still texting? Why were they still meeting up? Why was she okay with it? Why did you know what I mean? Like, it's purely for the show. She's doing this. She's wrecking her life to be on the show, and it's just kind of making me like, come on, like Brandi, like this isn't fair, you know? Take down somebody else that deserves it. Like, don't even take anybody down. Like, get a better storyline, you know? And so we've lived in this place for a little while. Dorit doesn't believe Brandi, and then Brandi screams, but I sucked her. And then what do you guys think that she says there?
Pussy.
You think she says I sucked her pussy?
I think she said her clit.
That's what I thought. I think
I thought pussy.
Yeah.
I want to go back and watch that.
Because they said pussy before on the show, so I mean.
But you're not allowed to say it
maybe
in
like
reference
not in the
to
content?
a sexual act.
Yeah.
Because it's the way that you context it. You know what I mean? Like you can't say suck my dick. You know what I mean? But you can talk about somebody being a dick or they have a dick. You know what I mean? Gotcha. There's like it's like a weird thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, and so the next week we just have the finale. Denise hates everyone. That's what I wrote. Like next week's finale. Denise hates everyone. Yeah. And then I wrote Camille and Brandi return, which is great. Yeah. That's the thing. Next year, let's keep the cast as is, but let's take Teddi out and put Camille in. Let's put a Camille in and then shake it up.
I think Brandi's gonna come back.
You think Brandi's back?
I think Brandi could come back too. I mean, just to shake things up between her and Denise.
I have a feeling they're not going to give it to her. Yeah. She's too hungry. So what they'll do is they're going to bait her on like they did Danielle Staub in Jersey, that Danielle thought she was going to get her. What does Jersey hold? Meatball subs? Like, what do they hold? Like, what does Jersey hold? A crowbar?
I don't know.
They don't hold
anything actually.
Oh, they just have their hands on their hips, like want to fight. I think that's what it is. Yeah. Is like Jersey just
cross their arms.
They cross their arms on Jersey.
Yeah.
Jersey, I'm like, does Jersey hold a crowbar? Do they hold a meatball sub? What are they holding? But the whole Jersey of it all. The thing is Danielle Staub never got her pose back. But the thing is they baited her on for like 3 or 4 seasons. So I have a feeling you're gonna do the same thing to Brandi, because a hungry housewife that desperate is better than one that has it. You know what I mean? So, and they don't have to like
more money that way too, right? So
maybe, but it's just relying on people like Brandi to bring a story just means that you're gonna get these kind of stories all the time. And what is it?
For sure.
We've lived off it for 8 episodes. That's the other thing. You know what I mean? Like, give me more.
Yeah.
Like Brandi, punch a cop. Like do something else. Like I need something else from this girl. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
because she always starts at 100 though too. Like Brandi comes in at 100, and then she doesn't really have anywhere to go from there though. You know.
True. Ian Sterling says, "Gotta love a hungry housewife." See, exactly.
Yes.
We gotta love a hungry housewife. And Rinna is the hungriest of them all because she hasn't eaten since 1984. Like, so that's the thing. Okay, so let's jump on into Potomac because this is all we're gonna have left. But if this is what we're gonna have left, they're at least delivering. Come through Potomac. Like
they're doing good. They're doing great.
They really are. Okay, so when it comes down to Team Monique versus Team Candiace, whose team are you on?
Monique.
I don't know. I just I want to like Monique. The thing I don't like about Monique is she's a bird person, and I think people who have pets as birds are crazy as fuck. So I cannot get on her team. Like I'm very much Karen every time she sees the bird. She's like, I can't. And then Candiace is like, I love her because, you know, her husband's cute and all, but I don't know. She definitely does seem like the mean girl. Like Candiace is a mean girl. I want to say, like, that's not how she got edited. That's who she is. So I think I will take Monique's side, even though I don't like the crazy bird shit.
That's the thing there is something to be said about bird people who like carry a bird on their shoulder all the time. And it's just kind of like, I don't know.
Why?
At the same time, I'm kind of like, you got a brand new baby, girl. Like,
well, also this though, it's like, girl, she's potty training a fucking bird. Who does that?
Not for lazy moms. Not for lazy moms.
I'm like, girl, the great thing about having a bird is that it shits like this where it's at, and you don't have to worry about it.
Well, she didn't want to shit on her shoulder. That's why.
Yes. Okay, we have another comment from Ian. Monique, Candiace. I always say Candiace. That's how I say it. Yeah. Candiace is spoiled and overprivileged.
For sure.
True.
True. But we are seeing a little bit of human side of Candiace. Because the thing that I do like about her whole storyline is the fact that she's like, she's not sure if she wants to be a mom. It's none of this whole thing of like, ooh, am I pregnant or not? Let me get the test and let's do, you know what I mean? Like, There's not that. She's not having that kind of thing. And I also do think people who do take on their partners for kids from former relationships, those people deserve medals. Like if you really are like involved and like with the child, if you can be that person, I think that does show a sweetness to Candiace that I will give her. But when it comes to Candiace and Monique, there's just something shady. There's something shady. Like, it doesn't feel like you can trust her. Like, I feel like you can trust Monique, you know, but Monique's anger is going to get the best of her, and we're seeing it already. Yeah. I think that's a big, big part of what's happening here. So, I just got hungry. We need to do this. I need to get lunch. Okay, so, like, I have everybody's having Mexican today. What is going on? It's like a thing.
It's not Mexican.
What is Del Taco? Del Taco's like...
It's fast food, girl.
But I did order McDonald's last night at 3:00, and I fell asleep. And I woke up this morning, and it was at my neighbor's house outside their door.
They just dropped it off still? That's so funny. Did you order it at 3:00 in the morning?
Did you eat it?
Contact delivery.
Did you eat it?
No, I did not.
Girl!
It was up there for 7 hours.
Ew.
Girl, that's $20 McDonald's that you just left.
It was $25 I spent.
Oh my God. That's what happened at 3 a.m.
So then I ordered a taco today and had that delivered.
I cannot, except for I haven't had fast food in a minute. Okay, so let's keep on going. So with this whole thing, so Candiace, okay, so we resume back up at Potomac at that dinner that we were just at for Ashley. And is this an Ashley dinner? Or is this a Bring It On to Candiace dinner? So we were there. Candiace is not trying to engage Ashley in front of everybody, which I get it. She don't want to be jumped up on. And it kind of did take a weird turn. except for when she tells Robin to shut the fuck up. I was like, oh, we're gonna get Robin. We're gonna get Robin hated.
Yeah, Robin's gonna
yes.
show up, man.
That's the thing is I've been waiting for that too, man. Like I really, really, really want like Robin to show up.
Robin does not mess around.
She doesn't, except for the thing is like in the first seasons we just felt so much of like Robin being a doormat for Juan, and it was just like. And then now that she's finally like she's coming into her own and like and Robin's beautiful. I think she's a hot lady.
She is. She's
and
so
there's all that for her. And the thing is, and it's like I want to see this. I want to see somebody come for her and let's see her engage and not just be the girl who shows up an hour late, a little bit sleepy. Because that's what she does. So
I relate to that girl so much though. So.
And Monique pokes more at Candiace about the whole Sha Sha situation. So, like, y'all two weren't friends. Why did you bring her? She's with this whole drama. And, like, as we mentioned already, is that basically Sha Sha, a.k.a. Charisse, a.k.a. The girl who used to do figure eights on her hoverboard in her champagne room, her from season 1 and 2, Sha Sha is back. And the thing is there's something to be said too, because Sha Sha has said like 2 things, even when she comes back later in the episode, like she's not really talking. She just shows up and everybody is shook. And that kind of makes a good housewife, you know? Yeah. So it's like, I'm into this. So, but they basically, Monique is now pressed because why are you 2 friends? And then Candiace basically says, well, I just kind of went down my address book and invited people who I thought. I get it. And I will accept that as a valid answer for this one time. You know what I mean? That she went down her thing and was just like, oh, I'll invite these people because I've done that, but let's see. Okay, so we have Karen basically shutting down this whole situation. Candiace, basically is there always gonna be beef whenever she comes around because she does not want to do this. Except now I love this again. We get that moment at the end of this little dinner. I'm doing this play-by-play only because this little moment. When they had the audio that the mics were still on, but the cameras were gone. So those mics were hot and they were still recording all the audio. And it's like Monique is she becomes angry and shady. She doesn't want to show that part when she's on camera. But I think it's gonna bleed over and we're gonna start seeing it more and more. But it's like, oh, we got some like Dateline footage. Like they did like the whole like grainy screen and they had like the little voice thing. And it was like, oh, this is like evidence, you guys. This is like real evidence in a court case because somebody about to get like their wig stomped on. Like it's about to happen. So we're here for it. Then we just have some other scenes. Ashley, Gollum, and Gollum Jr., they were at the store. And I don't know. Michael said one cute thing and that he wanted to pat them down and make sure there was no weapons inside of Candiace's wig. So that was it. We have a scene between Robin and Giselle, and they're comparing Juan and Jamal. And it's like, my husband's hotter. No, my husband's hotter. No, but yours slept around on you. But yours slept around on you. But your kids hate yours. You know what I mean? It's like, it's one of those kind of conversations. We got Wendy. We show a little bit of her home life. That was cute.
Her husband's hot.
I told you guys, Potomac has the best looking husband.
Down with the brown, but he is gorgeous.
Please never say that again. Like, that was terrible. And you right now need to pay reparations and go buy like 18 people McDonald's. So, anyway, but these men are beautiful on this show. But this whole thing, so they show her home life that she got 3 kids that look exactly like each other. One's a baby and the other 2 kids. See, her baby was in that weird like space age rocker.
Yeah, I saw that. That was weird. I was like, what's going on here, girl?
I don't know, but I want to ride it. Like, I want to like, can I lay in it too? Like, and then they show, okay, her mom, Susan, comes up and her mom is real pretty, right?
Yeah.
She got that brand new wig on, brand new shirt, brand new makeup looking. But the way that the woman walks, it was like, oh, y'all put this on a robot. Like she just like walked into this room, she like hobbled in, and then she teaches the kids Ebo, which is really cool. Ebo, I think that's how you say it. Which is their which is their native tongue, and so the kids are learning that, which is great.
Cute. Yeah.
We're showing their home lives. It's funny because Potomac puts you in the home life for like maybe 2 minutes and bops you out. You get just enough to like whet your appetite, but not so much that we're watching Vicky raise her grandchildren. You know what I mean? Like, because that's not something I need to watch. I did not sign up to watch Vicky's grandsons jump around at the Burger King playground. You know what I mean? Like, the Potomac people, they keep it like fresh, and they're keeping it really like moving along. So that's kind of cute. We had the Candiace and Chris. They went and bought gifts, which she later brings. And they're setting the stage though here because they have Candiace and Chris talking, and they have Monique and Karen. Karen's face every single time she sees that bird. It's my favorite thing. So when they open the door and if that face had a sound, it would be ugh. Like, you know what I mean? Like when she opens that door every single time. So and Monique is basically like, T'Challa ain't going nowhere, so y'all, you just need to get with it. So it's cute. But this whole thing is that Monique and Candiace are talking, or Monique and Karen are talking about Candiace. These words are gonna get me. And then Candiace and Chris are also talking, and like the whole thing is they're all setting the stage for this big feud. This is gonna drive this season. And so, but they said like 7 weeks, which means that we are almost getting to the big fight. I think we're gonna have like 3 more episodes. We're gonna get this fight, and then we're gonna get the down, everything that comes off of here. What else do I have in here? So Giselle and Jamal. Jamal gives the girls a restaurant?
Yeah.
I mean, if I was that age and I got a restaurant,
like, right?
Because I've always wanted my own restaurant, and so like that would have been the best present.
The one daughter though, and her whole like, is it tickets to Nicki Minaj? Like, she was more excited. She was more excited about tickets to Nicki Minaj, and like then all of a sudden, like, no, y'all 3 got a restaurant. Like, here's your restaurant. It's ready to go. It's ready running itself. You're gonna be making money off of it. I mean, like, be happy. Be happy. It's freaking insane. Like, so he's invested.
Her daughters have like it feels like they have no social skills. Like, they're just so blah. Like, they have no, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, like,
yeah.
They're just so boring.
I think they might just be over this all though too. They might not like want to be on camera anymore, you know. And I think that they're really uncomfortable with the idea of their mom and dad getting back together, so they're not happy.
I think that's it. Yeah,
they don't want it. They don't want any part of it.
Like that, though. Like, they've never, like, they're not like Teresa's daughters that are like. Yeah. I mean, Teresa's one daughter, she hates the camera. It's like, I forgot her name, but like
the littlest one who basically was raised on camera that nobody remembers.
Yeah.
Like, who doesn't look like either Teresa or Joe Giudice. Let's just talk about that part. But like, but yeah, I think there's the whole thing. But Giselle's kids, I mean, they are in that awkward age. They're in middle school. I think it's a little scary for them to be on camera right now. I get it. But there's like, it's just this. It's kind of like how Candy was with Riley. Riley went through these stages where it was like Riley did not need to be on camera because she's being awkward right now, you know, that kind of thing. And like, you don't want it to like come back and bite them. So I get it. So, okay. So there was that. And then that whole, you know, it's a birthday, but it's not a party. So don't call it a party, which Giselle's basically saying. And that she can't be happy without him. And that was like a weird exchange. And so let's see where this goes with Giselle and her ex-husband. And then we're back at Ashley's house. So this is like the best part. Okay. So Ashley's house, Karen is being very cold to Wendy still, which what's going on? Like, why is
I don't know what's going on there. Like, hopefully that comes out, but
I think Karen is like her because she's more like she's more educated.
Maybe, and maybe she finds her a little bit of like a threat. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, she says that she's not that appealing, right? Like she's like I wasn't impressed.
She's like not impressed. Yeah, they showed that twice. They showed it again this episode. Is that she knows her from the charity event, and then they were also on a committee together. and she's not impressed. And it's like, ugh. So
and Karen kind of does that rude thing where the guy behind her, she's like, "Oh, hey, you, how you been doing?" Like when she doesn't want to talk to someone, instead of just like abruptly leaving or just, I don't know, being mean, she just like thinks she's still being polite by excusing herself.
It's Ramona.
Weird.
It's Ramona Singer
it was
energy.
totally Ramona, yes, because Ramona does that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I hate that, by the way.
That's the thing. It's when they do that passive thing, like, because even like we'll go back like to like the New York of it all, with Ramona acting that way, like, oh, I'm just so great, I'm blah blah blah, and then Dorinda just doing the passive thing. Ugh, both of those things, I want to kill somebody. So I just can't. I can't handle it. I gotta walk away from that situation. We cannot be friends.
Also, Karen's outfit was very age inappropriate, I felt too. Like
Karen's outfits. Fendi.
The Fendi, yeah.
She just keeps us watching something.
Yeah.
Like,
I can see Dorit wearing that, but
here's the thing. Karen is going through a midlife crisis. She does not want to be with her husband anymore. She wants to. She's now realizing, look at Ramona Singer. Look at Vicki Gunvalson. Look at these other housewives that came before me, and they do perfectly fine without their husbands. But little does she know, not always. Because I want a man to love me and to hold me. You know what I mean? Like, you're waiting for that.
And I want to sit on him.
Sha Sha knocks like a crazy person. I wrote that. Like, okay, Sha Sha. And that was the most noise she made. And I love how Monique is like, Oompa Loompa Charisse comes to the door.
I was dying. I was like, oh shit. I was
like, we're like hamster face Candiace.
Hamster face hoe.
Hamster face hoe Candiace. And now we got Oompa Loompa Charisse. It's just too much. Ashley, okay. I love this little power move that Ashley does. Okay, so she's holding court, but they're all at her house for the new baby.
Yeah.
And Ashley starts drama while she is breastfeeding a child.
Right.
This has never been seen before on Housewives. Like, if you want a feminist, this is a feminist. Like, come through, Ashley. So she's just breastfeeding and she's coming for Charisse. Like, okay, let's do this. And so, what else here? Oh, who says this? I think it's Giselle. Candiace. What is the baby's middle name? What's the baby's weight? When is it going to stop looking like its father?
Yeah, when's it going to start looking more like you? Let's talk about that.
I was like, oh no, like what happened here? She just said it. She just talked about Gollum and Gollum Jr. You can't do that. Like, it's not happening. I look at that baby and I think, my precious. Like, that's really, yeah. Like, that's one of those things like, oh, pants. Look at you with a baby. Ooh, a baby in a bar. It's just all of that. So, Wendy jumps in basically to this little fight. Is everybody your friends? You know, do you feel like you're friends here with everybody? Which is just like, so Candiace leaves. She takes off. And then that whole scene with Candiace and Ashley outside. We never thought that we would see that before.
Right, yeah.
What is going on there? So like these allegiances are changing maybe. So I'm waiting to see. Or this is one of those things that we had that moment. I thought we're cool, and then one of them is going to stab the other one in the back.
Yeah.
So let's see how
that's going to happen.
Probably. It's a housewife show. That's what we want to happen. Monique leaves about Sha Sha because she only want to talk to that Oompa Loompa anymore. And so basically, they show those things about Sha Sha and Monique were close. And now they aren't because Sha Sha told people about the trainer. Are we seeing what happened on Beverly Hills happen over here in a sense? Very much like we had Denise and Brandi that were close. One is on the cast. One used to be on the cast.
Yeah.
They grow close. They start doing all kinds of shit together. And then something nefarious happens, and now Brandi got this ammo. And I did the same thing happen with Sha Sha and Monique, that they were close. Charisse had this ammo. She wants back on the show. It doesn't matter how much money you have. You can't buy fame. And these ladies, they want it. So
Monique brought her on the show, though, too.
Huh?
Isn't Monique the one that brought, or Charisse is the one that brought Monique on the show, right?
Yeah, from what I understand, yeah. So like back in the day, so they were close friends. So I don't know. It's just there's a little bit of a parallel there. So I think that's it's kind of like something that we're gonna be watching now.
But now Monique is like buddy with Karen. It seems like that's gonna be the new alliance.
Mm-hmm. Let's see though. Yeah, they are. They are really buddy. And the thing is, and it's weird because Karen is one of those people who like. For some reason, you always feel like she came out the winner, right? Like, like it's weird. Even though she doesn't really have a lot of wins, Karen feels like a winner. She's the grand dame. It works. You know what I mean?
You don't want to be on her bad side either.
Yeah, you don't want to be on her bad side because she will kind of shoot you down. And the thing is and it kind of goes to show too, like, it seems like Karen is well connected in that community and in that society. You know what I mean? That like, so there is a little bit of something about her.
She's like a bigger pump.
Yeah, she's a matriarch. She's a matriarch of the show. She's an older voice of like, that's on the show that, that it just works, And so when you have these older women, it can be their downfall, aka Leanne Locken. She's the oldest woman on the show, and it just has not worked out in her favor all this time. But I don't know.
Because she's psycho.
She really, really, really is. And so that's kind of like the whole ep. So next week we're gonna get Karen in her Pepto-Bismol Beyonce like outfit with her head bob.
I'm kind of excited for it.
I am too. It's gonna be fun. Like the thing is that's the thing about this show. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun right now. That it's not. It doesn't have the darkness of the New York. You know what I mean? Like because there's a dark mental drunk thing that's happening over on New York that it's like we need to pull that back. We need to massage the situation. And then over on Beverly Hills it's just kind of been the same old. And so Potomac is fresh. It's new. And they're hungry because these ladies aren't complete celebrities yet. So that's what's fun about them. So I'm appreciating it. I'm appreciating the Potomac of the whole situation. The Potomac. It's always saying those different things. Okay, so let's just talk about real quickly. What are you guys binging this week besides Housewives?
I've been watching old Gossip Girl.
Oh, really? You're watching the story of Tinsley Mortimer.
Yes, Tinsley Mortimer. So it's on the season where Jenny, who was that, Taylor Mortensen?
Wasn't she like a big ass deal for like 20 minutes?
She was, yeah.
Like, remember, she was like A-list. She was like Madonna's best friend. Like, this bitch had the world. Where did she go? What happened?
I don't think a lot of those. That's what's so crazy sometimes. Like, you think of these young actors and they land such a successful show so young, and it's like, well, what do you do after that if you haven't really been working? Like, I mean, Blake Lively has been, and so is Leighton Meester, but
those two have been working consistently, and so is Joe. His name is Joe now. It's not Dan anymore.
On, what is it?
On You.
On You, yeah.
You,
and then,
which is
Chase Crawford is doing the Umbrella Academy, or one of the boys. He's doing The Boys.
So and then there's so who was the one who played? Who was the other one? The other boy.
Chuck Bass.
With all the money. Yes, Chuck Bass. Yeah. So he got canceled because apparently he was like abusive and all these other kind of things. And that's why we haven't really seen. Yeah, that's why we haven't seen him. He's like a Danny Masterson Jr. Like from what the gossip blogs and everything will lead you to believe. So he's like went by the wayside. What have you been watching, Guns?
Still on Ugly Betty, and then I just watched an episode of the Pretty Little Liars, but not the original, the newer one. It's called the newer one. Like it's something illusionist, maybe. Pretty Little Liars. I don't know. There's another.
I gotta look. I'm gonna look for that. Yeah, I appreciate that.
But I never watched the original Pretty Little Liars. I don't know.
It's long. Okay, so the Pretty Little Liars, the original, it was amazing. Like the first 3 seasons, And then they wrote themselves into a plot hole that they really couldn't get themselves out of. And it started, the storyline flip-flopped, and was this person dead or alive? And it just kind of did this thing. And like, I dip in every so often because I do want to kind of see how it actually ends and not just read how it ends.
Yeah.
But it's a little annoying. It's a little annoying because you're just like, oh, they take 5 steps forward, or they take 1 step forward and 5 steps back, like every 2 episodes. And it's just kind of like, let's get on with the show. So I don't think you're missing much if you don't like watch it right now. Like Pretty Little Liars is one of those ones that you go to when you have nothing to do. And it feels like something that's better to watch around the holidays. I don't know why it's about murder, but it just does. Like, it's just one of those things. I started on Netflix, and I'm like 6 or 7 episodes deep into Teenage Bounty Hunters. Have you seen this on Netflix?
No.
That's some fun shit. Okay, so it's huh?
I said it's fun.
It's fun. It's called Teenage Bounty Hunters. It's these 2 girls who go to a Christian school. It's kind of like the humor is kind of like that movie Saved with Mandy Moore. Remember that movie Saved? That was like fun. It's like that. So the girls are like, they go to a Christian school, and they have to, they're high, high on the chain of social in high school and everything, and they're twins. And it's cool because they have that twin language where they just look at each other and they can kind of know what each other's thinking. So, and they become bounty hunters, like literally start hunting men and women that have a price on their head, and so, and it's fun. It's a fun show. I would say watch it. It's our speed. If you like that movie Saved, if you like, that off the kind of weird humor of like Drop Dead Gorgeous and stuff, it fits in with that. It fits in with that very, very well. So it's really cute. And then I started like watching the Lord of the Rings, because again, I don't like being on this planet. I don't like this planet. So let's go and look at some fantasy. So, and I only started watching that because like Nicole Byers doing like a new podcast on it, because they're watching it first time. So I was like, oh, this will be fun to watch with her. So I started watching that, and I'm kind of liking it. But that Teenage Bounty Hunters is a hit. And then we've been watching a lot of those weird game shows, like Sugar Rush and all that kind of crap. So
yeah.
But it's been fun. But, that's what we're living in Quar for. But I would say Teenage Bounty Hunters, go ahead and watch it. You guys would love it. You guys, I feel the energy. I think that's all we have for today. I don't really have much gossip. I don't really like read much, and people are in quarantine, so the housewives aren't really being so mean and vicious.
I did see it came out for Beverly Hills that Garcelle made a statement that she's not coming back next season unless Denise comes back.
See, I'm telling you guys, and with the numbers that they're pulling, the Bravo's not gonna fuck around with this. They're not. Yeah. There's no way.
So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, that's being a ride or die. I appreciate that. I appreciate that very, very much so. So
yeah, I mean, come on. I don't think they will not extend an invitation for Garcelle to come back. She was great this season. So.
Well, what are they going to have? I mean, we're going to talk about Teddi more.
No,
I don't want to
go.
I don't want to watch Teddi change diapers next year, and Teddi be tired. It'll be like Megan King Edmonds on OC, like that last season that she was on, and it was like, oh, she brought her nanny and her baby again, guys, like, and then that big drama of, like, oh, the baby was crying and she didn't pick him up. Well, we're doing that. Like, who cares? We watched this for 2 seconds of your baby, and now go fight a bitch, go pull her hair. So that they are shooting. Atlanta's been shooting.
Yeah.
New Jersey's been shooting, and OC, I think they're back on, because after a few of them got COVID and had they dealt with that. So
what happened to Salt Lake City? Like, where is that coming out of? Like,
I think it's done. They've already shot it. They're just giving us a.
They're holding it. They're gonna hold it until, because they have nothing right now in the canon.
Yeah.
So they're gonna live off of.
Come out till November.
Yeah, we're gonna live off of Potomac, and then they're gonna bring that out, because they have they have nothing else.
Yeah.
So Bravo has no other housewife shows, and what I heard is they're gonna start recycling some other stuff. What I wouldn't mind them putting on, in which I feel like it was a 1-season wonder on Bravo, and I really wish they would bring it back, would be Gallery Girls.
Who?
Did you guys watch Gallery Girls?
No.
It is on the Bravo app, so you can get it for free. And it might even be on Hulu, but if you watch on the Bravo app, Gallery Girls is like 8 to 10 episodes, and it takes place in New York City. And it is just chef's kiss, mwah, like reality heaven, because it's just a bunch of girls like out of college, not sure what they're doing with their lives, and they're idiots, and it is the best. And so, and they all work for different, like, you know, galleries, and they backstab each other, and like, oh, well, she went and she was going to apply for this job, and then the other one finds out, so the other one goes and applies for the same job and actually swipes the job from underneath her. It's great that way because they're all hungry for jobs, and it's not just about boys and about like love and everything. So that was a great show that I wish that they would bring back. Like, Bravo needs that kind of programming.
You're only 26. What do you know about art? I mean, life.
What is that from?
Sex and the City. I've been also binging Sex and the City too. So
see,
Sex and the City and gossip. I'm like very New York right now. So
you're very in a comfort zone.
Huh?
Shut up.
Shut up.
Just shut up.
Shut up. You can go back to put it on your Rogaine and using your speed sticks.
Yes.
So I haven't binged Sex and the City for a while. I'm not in that place right now.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're still in quarantine in October, I'll be watching that.
Because it's on E, so I'll like fall asleep to it.
Yeah, I hear from a lot of people that it's like their favorite like falling asleep thing. I've been falling asleep to like weird stuff. I do a lot of audiobooks, so
I always do Golden Girls to fall asleep.
Aww, it's like having grandmas tuck you in. How about the Golden Girls were only like 50 years old? Like, it is so crazy how they like that narrative was them being so old. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap this show up because we're just rambling now. So, anyways, thank you guys all for tuning in today, and those of you guys who have been tuning in over on YouTube's and everything, thanks, like and subscribe. Like I said before, we're gonna be moving this podcast along, but I'm actually doing work and I've been editing some other stuff. So, we're gonna keep on doing this until I say we're not doing it. So, anyways, so thanks everybody for tuning into Binge Bitches. Make sure you guys follow these people. Follow Gunther, the one with the gold things on his eyes, looking all fresh and dewy when his Del Taco. Okay, so you guys will follow Gunther over on IG at Gunther Vanderrules and on TikTok at Gunther Vanderpump. So, what is your followership right now over on
almost
TikTok?
4,500.
Yes, she's now a gay TikTok like celebrity.
I swear to God, if I do other hashtags like that don't have the word gay in it, I get no views. But as soon as I do like a gay hashtag, then I have all these views. It's weird. I'm only popular gay TikTok. Like,
your algorithm is there.
Yeah.
It's funny because my algorithm right now is gay, black, and wholesome. Which is like, it's like I get dog videos and babies trying food for the very first time. Oh, it's like a breath of fresh, you know.
Moms
so
of TikTok.
Oh, it's so good. I love it. Woke moms of TikTok. That's a good place to live in. So, okay. And then we're also going to tell you guys to follow Nelson on IG. He spells it Yas Queen, and that's with 2 A's, 3 S's, and a KW because she can't spell. So, hooked on
But she
fun.
can breed a bitch.
Yes. So make sure you guys like and subscribe to Binge Bitches on YouTube. Again, I'm going to say that one more time. Like and subscribe. Please subscribe to this. You don't have to get the updates, but just subscribe. Get our numbers up there because these actually have been growing lately over there. We get more views over on the Facebooks. Facebooks gets us right around like 100 to 200 and something views, like on average. But on YouTube, we're lower. So we're underneath the 100 mark. And so I want to get that YouTube kind of like bopping for us. But anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. It has been another cute episode of Binge Bitches Talking Housewives. Thanks and good night from the lower level.
Bye-bye.